The verse I'll be reflecting on today is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 20. Now, before I read you the verse, you need to know that this comes near the end of a poem written by what some people believe is the prophet Jeremiah. And Jeremiah is really sad. He's grieving over the loss of the temple and coming to the realization that the loss has mostly come because of the error of the people, especially the religious leaders. And it's come to such a head that it's become one of the worst moments in the history of the Israelite nation, the fall of Jerusalem, the pinnacle of their national and spiritual identity. And after describing all of this and then describing their enemies and how their enemies have pursued them and have basically gotten the victory over them, this is what the poet writes in verse 20. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, was caught in their pits, the enemy's pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the nations. Now, as I reflect on this verse and I try to make a application to what we're going through today, the imagery here is very interesting. It's the imagery of that shadow that's being cast. And it's unclear whether the shadow that's being cast is the shadow cast by the enemy lurking over us, or is it the shadow of this God who is protecting his children. And it makes me think and realize that during these really tough times that we're all living in, we feel like we might be in the shadow, we might be in the darkness, we may feel that depth of grief over loss and tragedy. But could it be that in this darkest moment, it isn't the darkness that comes because of sadness or because of a terrible situation? It could be the darkness that comes from the shadow of our Lord, who is over us, protecting us, taking care of us, and making sure that the tragedy that we're feeling now is temporary, and letting us know that in his shadow, in his warmth, and in his protection, the solution is coming. I hope this is a word of encouragement for you today.